Yeah, sorta.
Yes, sorta. Yours, yes, sorta is ready enough for me. Welcome, everybody. It's the time for the news of the squared. Crazy, wacky news stories that you can share with anyone you like. Whether it be your parents, your ex-girlfriend, your parole officer. Hey, just throw it out there, man. See if you can give them a laugh. We all could use a laugh these crazy ass times in 2020. With me, as always, is Jeff and Ivan.
Hello.
Hi.
And we're here to deliver some laughs, hopefully.
I'm naked.
Hopefully.
So, no pressure.
That's a little bit more disturbing than laughable. Okay.
So do you want to
What
start?
am I supposed to do with that? Seriously.
Just go. Start with
No.
Entertain me.
Get out of my brain.
Are you
Entertain
not
me.
entertained?
No. No, right now I see Ivan buck naked. No. Oh.
Ivan, we got to remind you,
on.
please put a shirt on before your Instagram selfies.
Holy crap.
Did
Why
you not
do you
read
do
my
that?
statement? Did you not read my statement? Yes, I am not wearing a shirt, but at least I'm being modest. All I got is my head.
And you give a little bit of your shoulder.
Oh my gosh, come on.
So risque. Anyway, do you want to start the stories, Jeff?
No, you start. I'm
I'll
trying to get
start.
the naked Ivan out of my brain.
All right, this one from WGN, Chicago's very own Channel 9. Apparently, gray parrots were separated at a zoo after swearing a blue streak. This from a London zoo. A British zoo had to separate 5 foul-mouthed parrots who keepers say were encouraging each other to swear. Their names are Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elsie. They were joined at Lincolnshire Wildlife Centre's colony of 200 gray parrots in August and soon revealed a penchant for blue language. It says, we're quite used to... Yeah, fucking parrots. We were quite used to parrots swearing, but we've never had 5 at the same time, says Zoo's chief executive Steve Nichols. Most parrots clam up outside, but for some reason, these 5 relish it.
Nice.
So, Nichols said no visitors had complained about the parrots, but most found the situation funny. Says, when a parrot tells you to fuck off, it amuses people very highly, he said to his team.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
It's brought a big smile to a really hard year. Nichols said the parrots have been separated to save children's ears. They were moved to different areas of the park so they don't set each other off, he said.
He's got a small penis. Small penis.
Not his wife. Not your wife.
Yeah. She's a bitch.
Hoe. She's a hoe.
Son of a bitch.
Motherfucker. Bitch. Yes.
God.
And?
Yes, bring to any family
like-
gathering.
This is like... So basically, they're like when you have a whole bunch of little kids and you teach them how to swear.
And then they all start repeating it in front of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they all run around the house yelling, fuck, 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 fuck.
Hey, my cousin Eddie taught me a new word. What's that word?
Yeah.
Bitch. No, bitch.
You know, Robin Williams has like a whole routine about that where he was like in traffic.
Yeah.
He's in traffic and he yells, fuck it. And from the back little seat he hears, fuck it. And every time the little kid learned everything. He's like, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. The little old lady comes up to him and is like, oh, such a small child. Child. Fuck you. Oh, the Williams child.
Kind of reminds me of that scene in the movie of Meet the Fockers, where the little boy, you know what, I'm gonna tell you about this kid, but your grandpa's a real asshole. Asshole. No, don't say that. Asshole. And it just starts.
Yeah. If you want to, there was a reason why for a while there were certain friends of mine who had little kids who were like, "I'm not letting you near my child." Why? I know. Shut up. You know exactly what you're gonna do. What? What could I possibly have in mind?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the fun shit, though. You know, you got people with kids and everything.
And my favorite was, it was like, I promise I won't teach them anything that sounds like a swear word. And my one friend looks at me, he goes, "You're going to teach my child to say hooker, aren't you?" I'm like, I cannot deny that comment. So, yeah, I had a few friends of mine who were like, "You are not getting near my child until he's like 6 or 7, and then, okay, maybe we'll let you near them." So, yeah. We went to the Canadian Huffington Post. I didn't even know there was a Canadian Huffington Post.
Well, we do now.
Oh, we do now. So the Alberta MLA, I don't know what an MLA says, CERB recipients spent funny money on cheesies. Okay, so all right, so we'll read this and see where it goes. Where it goes. You know how the song goes. If I had $2,000, I would buy some nice cheesies, some nice flaming hot Cheetos. Not quite the bare naked ladies '90s hit you remember from back in the day. In a recently surfaced video, one of Alberta's MLA suggests that's how people spent their Canadian emergency response benefit money. Oh, this is COVID money. Got it.
There's stimulus funds or whatever.
It says here LACSTE. I don't know what that is. Ann Parkland, the United Conservative MLA Shane Getson made a comment at a town hall earlier this week. In the video, he's seen arguing recipients of it that are unwilling to work because they've been dependent on fund money and then spending it on drugs, cartoons, and just cheesies.
Cartoons.
I guess the one guy, the official, his name is Getson, says, "Point: businesses can't hire people because they're busy, because they're making more on CERB, eating cheesies, watching cartoons. I guess." He argues that that it's led to more drug use and addictions. Hey, they're spending the money. What do you want them to do?
Well, they're
stimulating the economy.
They're stimulating the economy, not in the way they might have hoped, but still stimulating the economy. They're stimulating the
comedy for stimulating us too, the comedy.
They're stimulating the comedy. You're right about that.
What you want them to?
If I was sitting around getting high and eating cheesies all day, yeah.
What'd you want them to do? Go out and buy 5 swearing parrots?
Yeah.
And then fill them full of cheesies.
Yeah, seriously. Give me a fucking cheesy.
Okay, say fuck you. You say fuck you. I'll give you a cheesy. Fuck you. Here you go.
Piece of shit. Cheesy.
There you go.
Cheesy piece of shit.
Here you go.
Let's see. According to statistics, over 1 million Albertans applied received these funds over the past 6 months, which is designated as a federal financial support for people whose work was impacted. Recipients making under $1,000 a month were eligible for a monthly payment of $2,000 for up to 4 months. Nice. Program ends this week. It was extended to the end of September. Apparently they're spending it on cheesies. What's wrong with spending on cheesies?
You gotta eat.
Yeah.
It's probably cheap. I bet you it's just
first order of business, survival.
I
mean, seriously, it's like what? Okay,
maybe they dude is making all the cheesies, and it's just like kind of an independent thing. Maybe this cheesy thing, maybe it's just like somebody's own homegrown version of something, and that they're just buying all the cheesies.
Well, no. What you want to? Okay, so what? They gotta eat ramen noodles the entire time?
Huh?
They gotta eat ramen noodles all the time?
Hey, come on over, man. I just got my ERB, and I got a bag full of cheesies. I got a bunch of DVDs of cartoons. And I got a bag of weed. Let's get together.
Cool. I'll bring my block of ramen. We'll be good.
Yeah.
A block of ramen.
We've all bought some frivolous stuff when we get our stimulus money. Let's admit it.
Yeah, we did.
I refuse to acknowledge any of that. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's staying moot on the point there, Mike.
But I do remember I had a buddy of mine who's before he went to college, his mom decided to go to Costco, and she bought him like this gigantic box of cup of soup. And when I say gigantic, I mean it was just huge. Like
the 48 pack or something.
Like enough that there was like enough that it was like 4 years later and he still had soup.
Oh my God! Sounds like the 128 super pack.
Be careful, all those, man.
Like
all that packaged soup is all high in sodium. You can't eat a lot of that.
Yeah, it is. Less salt.
Well, like I said, it's like he had
it's got
like,
salt in it too, Ivan.
Well, sodium.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are fuckers. Give me a cheesy. I don't know.
Give me a cheesy.
All right, what else we got?
I've got this one here. I've dug this one up from CNET.com. Apparently, Subway sandwich bread isn't legally bread, according to an Irish court. A tax ruling in Ireland may prove difficult to swallow for the chain. See what I did there? Subway bread isn't technically bread at all, at least not in Ireland. The Irish Supreme Court has ruled that the stuff encases a Subway sandwich contains too much sugar to legally count as bread.
What?
Okay.
And now, as funny as this sounds, it should be noted that this is a pretty arcane legal ruling. Obviously, a Subway sandwich is made with bread, but occasionally courts have to consider the ingredients of a food item to determine its status for tax purposes.
Okay.
So the ruling was prompted after a Subway franchise in Ireland tried to claim exemption from VAT. It's a sales tax that isn't applied to staple items. Tax laws set to a legal definition of what counts as a staple and should be exempted from tax so the price stays affordable to all. The sugar in a bread's product dough must weigh less than 2% of the weight of the flour in order for that product to avoid the tax. The stuff on the Subway menu is 5 times over that limit and therefore can't legally be considered a staple. So.
This almost brings me back to the cartoon. The 44 cents stay as pigs. The 48 cents stay as pets. Remember that cartoon?
Wrong. I don't have a fucking clue.
Nope.
No, there's a Disney cartoon, and it is kind of it raised around the whole Irish story about. It's called Pigs as Pigs. That's what it's called. So if you get
what are they classifying it as? If it's not bread, what is it?
Something other than bread. It's not eligible for the tax exemption, so it's bread. It's sugary bread, so it's fast food, I guess.
It's a loaf.
So it's
if
what,
it's
sugar
bread,
loaf?
It's a loaf.
Legally not bread. Fucker.
So much sodium.
Yep.
British bastards.
Okay.
Actually, not British, Irish.
Irish, yeah.
Give me a drink.
Let's see. What do we got next?
Well, apparently there's a guy who's been going around asking George Lucas questions, and and apparently George Lucas will respond to his email because the question was, does Chewbacca have a human dick or does he have one of those red rocket things like dogs have?
That's a question I probably would never want to get answered.
And apparently he's been banned from
what?
He's been banned from 3 subreddits too for this question.
So all I'm doing is asking questions.
Yeah. Does he got a red rocket like a dog? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
No.
Man.
We're not good. We're not a question we're going to talk about on this show.
Wookie dicks.
Yeah, Wookie dicks. We're not talking about Wookie dicks. Wookie dicks.
You know that could be a bumper sticker. You know, Wookie dick.
What are you talking about? That could be an entire punk band. We're the Wookie dicks.
Yeah.
That'd be a phenomenal punk.
Dick.
That'd be a phenomenal punk band, the Wookie Dicks.
That would be great.
Yeah. Again, you can find stuff like that on the Squares of the Round Table Facebook page. Things like, for example, there's this picture of there's this picture of this meme. I thought this would get more shared after our last little Jason Todd-esque, Robin Jason Todd-esque
where the crowbar,
yeah, where it's they've got Bruce Wayne acting like the mommy here, and then Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, and then at the bottom of the ocean, the skeleton is Jason Todd.
Right.
So I thought that would be. What else we got? Well, that's like. Okay, well, we figured out we can't do this. They can't figure out how to put the Pikachu tail on. I think I figured it out, but I won't do that.
Pikachu costume.
Yeah, it's not going up my. That's not going up my.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
It goes in the ass.
Goes in the ass. Now I speak like a parrot. Well, here, this will work. This will work. We were going to talk about this on Squares of the Roundtable. We never got locked, but it kind of fits in here. So Andy Samberg, Common, and Craig Robinson, this is from Variety, are to star in a comedy called Super High. They're producing and starring this movie for New Line Cinema. Super High is being described as a superhero movie where smoking special strains of weed gives superpowers to the smoker. The screenplay is being written by the guy who wrote Barry, which was written about the life of Barack Obama at Columbia University and was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award. So he's highly acclaimed for this, of course. But yeah, apparently they're going to have superpower. You're going to smoke weed and have super. You see, now here's the thing. What would really be kind of cool about this is they think they have superpowers, but they don't.
They try flying out a window after hitting a
right. Not even flying out a window. Could you imagine them being like, "I can fly,"
right.
and they're like running around all over the place and acting like maniacs?
Would they eat Subway bread though? Super High.
Well, yeah, because it's got sugar.
Carrots too.
Or just eat cheesies.
Well, I think they'd eat the bread and the cheesies.
Right, while being paid EBS money.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, one of the reasons why we do this is we used to, back when we used to do the radio show, like eons ago on many moons in a long galaxy far, far away, we used to pull these stories from a column known as News of the Weird. And for a long time, when we restarted the show, we thought that column was dead. Apparently, it's not. It's not dead, and so we found a whole bunch of stories from that, and we're going to kind of go from there. So I figure we'll have a little bit of fun. Again, this is from the News of the Weird column. This is all stuff that came out this week.
Oh, neat.
Or at least that they are reporting from this week. There may be dates on this stuff. Well, within the last week. Okay, so here's one. Convicted drug smuggler Mike Galilian hired a helicopter at an airport in Antwerp, Belgium on September 25th, then hijacked an aircraft mid-flight and forced the pilot to fly to Berkendal Women's Prison south of Brussels to free his wife, Christelle Applelet, who was being held there under suspension for murder of her ex-boyfriend.
Whoa.
As the inmates cheered and waved below, the pilot circled the yard trying to unsuccessfully land, and this guy put his head out the chopper to vomit 5 times before giving up and flying off. He was arrested and several accomplices within 24 hours when they discovered he had used his real name to hire the helicopter. The guy's attorney says, quote, "It seems the whole thing has been staged. This whole thing has been staged quite amateurishly." Really? Never would have guessed. Never would have guessed. This one's apparently sports related. Again, we haven't proofed these, so we'll see if these are any good. We're learning about them as you are. There you go. Great programming right here.
Show prep? What's that?
It is. Yeah, show
like
prep.
Days.
Show prep sucks. Anyway, let's see. So this is, ironically, it's a Florida man story.
Yay, Florida man.
Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department deputies are responding to reports of a domestic violence situation on September 23rd. Arrived at the apartment of Devon Garrett, 26, Garnett. To find Garnett and two of his friends. We talked about this. This is about the guy who kept yelling, shoot, shoot, shoot.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, we talked about that guy from the Associated Press. Okay.
Yeah. He was watching hockey, but everyone thought he was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to kill people.
Had a gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a gun. Let's see. Vote.
Show
I don't
prep.
think we did this one. Show prep. Yay. Right. You guys suck. Okay. Voters in Devilsulu, Romania, reelected popular mayor Ion Aliman to a third term. I love these names. To a third term in a landslide victory, despite the fact that he had died of COVID 10 days before the election.
Oh, no.
The Associated Press reported that the word of the mayor's passing had spread amongst the village's 3,000 residents, but his name has still appeared on the ballot, and many villagers used to use the vote as an opportunity to honor him because he would have celebrated his 57th birthday on the election day. After results were revealed, many of the villagers went to his grave, paid respects, lit candles, and saying, "We will make you proud. This is our victory." Aw, that's pretty nice. That is so weird.
Cool.
But no.
No. So far,
it doesn't fill a vacancy, but it's awfully nice.
Yeah. So far, news of the weird from today is not as good as news of the weird from back in the day. But hopefully, he'll get it better. Compelling explanation.
Next time.
Yeah, but at least we used to look at the articles and see if they were any good. Here's one. After throwing a Bible that struck a Marion... Oh, here's more Florida. After throwing a Bible that struck a Marion County Sheriff's deputy in the face, Robert Otis Hoskins of Somerville told the officers that God had directed him to break into his neighbor's home and free the young daughter, according to authorities. According to WKMG-TV report...
He's a meeting destroying the book at somebody.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Police were responding to reports of the burglary when they encountered Hoskins, who emerged from the house next door wearing nothing but briefs and yelling something like, "I condemn you," before throwing the Bible. Officers tased him and took him into custody.
That's very Florida man. That is awesome.
Hoskins' wife told deputies he does have a drug problem. Duh.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Never would have guessed. Maybe he needs cheesies. According to
money.
According to the arrest report, the alleged victim said about $50 worth of clothing had been stolen, and Hoskins has been booked on multiple charges. Okay. This one's from Liverpool, England. A high court judge has rejected Cheryl Pyle's attempt to sue the Liverpool police for violating her rights in April 2017 when 4 female officers changed her out of clothes she vomited on, according to the BBC. Calling the officers' actions an act of decency, the judge noted that Pyle, who later paid a fine for being drunk and disorderly, was too insensible with drink to have much of an idea of where she was or what she was doing there. Wait, that sounds very rapey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
She was too inebriated and she had vomit-covered clothes, so...
Right, but that does sound like that's like okay.
But they were female officers, though, right?
That doesn't change anything.
It still feels kind of rapey.
That still sounds kind of rapey.
Well,
anyway, otherwise have been left to marinate
person's clothes, you know.
Well, apparently his rationale was that otherwise she'd have been left overnight to marinate overnight and her own bodily fluids. Well, if you based her at 450 degrees, I'm sure she'd be great. I know, that was bad. All right. Here, this one from CNN. An unnamed Irishman charged with vandalism after being caught on September 21st, carving his first and last initials into a pillar on the first floor of the Colosseum in Rome.
Oh, my Jesus.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Wow.
The structure, which has stood for 2 millennia, is a World Heritage Site, and Italian law calls for a hefty fine or penalty for damaging a historical and artistic landmark. Archaeologist Federica Rinaldi, who is responsible for the Colosseum, suggested it would be better to take a selfie than carve the amphitheater walls.
Wow.
And Russell Crowe would impale you for that much.
Yeah, seriously.
That's crazy.
Unnamed Irishman. Well, there you go. But maybe he was too hopped up on Subway bread. maybe
Or
that's
took some of that super weed from
loser.
Super High.
Yeah, he got some of that super high hanging around with the superhero.
What would possess you to be like, hey, let me carve my name
into this
like,
2,000-year-old
that's been there for millions of years.
Not millions, Ivan.
Well, not the thousands, you know what I mean.
millions.
It's been there for millions of years.
Yeah, man, it was there, and then we just showed up, and it was boom.
Poof.
Poof. Fucker. Let's see.
Fuck the Coliseum.
Coliseum fucker. Let's see. So, Taro Kono, Japan, I'm probably pronouncing these names wrong. Japan's new Minister of Administrative Reform is wasting no time and starting his crusade to cut down the bureaucratic red tape, reports the Japan Times. I didn't even know there was a Japan Times. Among his first targets is the fax machine, which is still in use in more than 95% of businesses in Japan. Quote, here's the quote, I don't think there are many administrative procedures that actually need printing out paper and faxing. A day after being appointed to the new job, he created a red tape hotline on his website, inviting public input that had to be shut down the next day after receiving 4,000 responses.
Wow.
You know, people were just calling that thing being like,
just to be an asshole about it.
Yeah, certain things. Some are legit, but 95% of businesses in Japan have fax machines. Still,
they still use the fax machine. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I once in a blue moon I would have to fax something when I was like back in the day.
Well, now you just email documents. You text people like audio visual files.
Well, as soon as everybody can have printers or things that can do that shit. But yeah, in theory. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, goody.
Still.
Oh, goody. This one's from Chicago. So Keith Babonis knows a secret about the Chicago Police Department. Did they beat the shit out of him? I don't know. Anyway, he reported the Sun-Times on March 25th that they still use typewriters.
You think Japan be all like, hey, let's get rid of these old technology, and Chicago be like, hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer, here we go. And he knows this because he repairs them when the officers abuse them. Police officers in general are very heavy typists who carries on the business his dad started in the late 60s. Babon's Office Machine Supplies. He contracts every year to repair 40 to 50 IBM wheel writers, early word processing machines that can store a few pages worth of data. I don't want it to seem like I'm saying they're taking out their frustration on the typewriter, but they're just not very sensitive with these machines. I'm shocked that they have typewriters. Really? In this day and age?
IBM roller tops. Oh my gosh, that's the one that uses a ball in order to print up their page. Yeah, I know the model.
Well, it's just to protect the officers from contracting computer viruses, dear.
No, is that what it is? You
That, or
think,
maybe they're just not as computer savvy about computers, and they just keep using the typewriters. Maybe the older part of the force, maybe.
I don't know. All I know is this is, here's the thing. Locally, we know that they have all these
Sorry, what was that, Jeff? I'm sorry, go ahead.
And locally, we know we have all these like great investigative reporters. How come we never heard about this shit?
Hard-hitting.
I mean, seriously. Could you imagine this being a sweeps report? We're still using IBM typewriters. You know how embarrassing that would be to the Chicago Public Police Department?
No wonder why none of them like paperwork. They're still using
it's 2020. It's 2020, and you're using typewriters from IBM. I don't even want to know. Anyway, all right. So this ought to be interesting. Calling himself Britain's dullest man. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Kevin Bursford of Redditch is the founder of the Roundabout Appreciation Society and has traveled all over the country for the past 17 years, searching for the best traffic circles, which he memorializes in a calendar with photos of his favorites.
Okay.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy sideways. You know what? This guy, I fucking hate roundabouts. There.
Fuck this guy sideways.
Fuck roundabouts.
Fuck him sideways. Fuck him sideways.
Oh my god, I can't kill it.
He began his hobby when he began printing a printing company that created calendars for clients every year, and then they jokingly created the Roundabout calendar. Since then, the self-described Lord of the Rings, oh man, that's bad, has expanded his interest to include included phone boxes of whales and Birmingham's number 11 outer circle bus route. As his latest focuses apparently have been on car parks. Quote, I started the Car Park Appreciation Society 10 years ago, but nobody joined. No shit. Really? He says, quote, it's a little bit sad. No.
Oh.
I don't know how many more of these there are. Okay, there's only a couple more. There's only a couple more. We may have to look at this in the future as to whether or not we continue to use these. Jonathan Lee Rosmoni of Louisiana was charged with multiple sex crimes after deputies in Hernando County, Florida, sheriff's office arrested him in the Spring Hill home of a teenager in whose bedroom he had been living for a month.
Oh my gosh.
The Associated Press reports that the two met online 2 years ago. Deputies, wait a minute, this has been going on for 2 years?
They just getting to it?
and Rosemary told that the guy had told them that he had traveled to Florida several times since then. And then the team told officers that he'd been living in his bedroom since August 19th, and he hid in the closet when the teen's parents were home.
Oh my god. Wow.
So the teen had a pet man.
I guess so. Shut up, just take this food and water and don't say nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't say whether or not the teen was a male or a female here, so it doesn't sound like underage. It doesn't sound...
Just sounds very Florida-y.
It just sounds very creepy.
Sound very Florida-y, yeah.
All right, so here's the last one I got from this. Oh, wait, it's the same story we just told about the parrots. That's the last one.
Oh, okay.
It's come full circle, not in a roundabout, though.
Yeah,
Fuck roundabouts.
Not a roundabout way.
Not kind of more in a typewriter kind of way, I think. But, maybe the fax machine kind of way, just the fax,
Just the facts, man.
All I know is I'm hungry. I really want some cheesies now. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, well, I need some EBS money in order to buy some more cheesies and
Canadian,
get some of that super high weed. That way, I don't have to.
Sometimes I feel like we live in the wrong country. The Canadians got like free money, and we're
they got tons of free money during COVID.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, 2,000 a month. I mean, dang.
2,000 a month. You know how much porn I could buy with that?
Oh my gosh! I knew it. That's where you go.
I got one more story here for this week. This one's from the New York Post. The Silence of the Lambs house is up for sale in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Oh, goody.
Buffalo Bill's house from the iconic thriller Silence of the Lambs is up for grabs. Lotion not included.
Oh.
My psychotic killer Queen Anne-style home was used as the set in the 1991 film classic, but has been a fully operational home since then, and now it's on the market for $298,000.
Oh.
Most of America has seen this house, but now you have a chance to buy it, say the real estate agents. In a video tour, the 4-bedroom home with a sprawling front porch sits on 1.7 acres in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania.
Do they have the hole in the basement?
Maybe nice place for a wine cellar, maybe, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Put the lotion on the skin.
The foyer
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The foyer has many of the original features, such as the trim and hardwood floors, featured in the Academy Award-winning film. The dining room, where Khalees Starling was filmed confronting Buffalo Bill, still has that same serial killer charm.
Oh, nice. Nothing.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Ivan. The basement, though dark and foreboding, does not include a hole with a well and a basket. That part was filmed on a soundstage. However, also included is a subterranean storage area as a brick-lined cold cellar, which is actually kind of creepy, according to the agents.
Shit. I don't know about that.
To go buy Buffalo Bill's house and set it up. Might have just enough time after closing to set up a little haunted house there for Halloween.
I know nobody would come.
Have maybe the parrots stop swearing, Clarice?
Say a little...
A nice Chianti with a side of fava beans.
Yep, that was my thought.
Have some cheesies with your fava beans.
Yeah, or some fucking cup of soup that's been there for 5 years or something. I don't know.
Brick of ramen. Brick of ramen.
Yeah. Listening to our band, the Wookie Dicks.
With 5 cursing parrots.
Yeah. That should be the name of 5 cursing parrots, is the Wookie Dicks. That's the name of their band.
5 cursing parrots.
The 5 cursing parrots should be known as the Wookie Dicks.
Known as the Whoopie Dicks. Wookie Dicks.
The Whoopie Dicks. Yeah, that's even better. There we go. The Whoopie Dicks. Oh boy.
Woo, where can they go to find some more of this stuff?
We're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe, you know when you get into content. Of course, all these crazy stories are on the Squares Round Table Facebook page. You can find them there. And of course, you can download the show on all your favorite podcast hosting platforms. Google, Apple, Spotify, Anchor. And now we don't have a fax, but you can email us.
I was going to ask.
Yes.
I was going to say, do you got a typewriter? You can type us a letter.
Send us a letter, typewriter, and send
it through fax.
Yeah. SOTRT podcast at gmail.com.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at the News of the Square. Thanks to all the people who've contributed, the News of the Weird, and of course everybody who's prodded where Jeff and Mike searched out all these great stories for your entertainment, and in the hopes to catch up with you next time here on your favorite podcast platform. And until then, on behalf of Mike and Jeff, have a great time. Stay safe.